We're here with Coach Smith after the orange and black ranking matches. Coach Smith, if you could just start us off with your thoughts on what happened today, and then we'll get into questions.
Well, I tried to make it an even duel meet, and I think I was pretty close. It's 27-27 going into the last match. So, when you get into these ranking matches, it's your opponent so well that sometimes it's kind of slow and dragging, and a lot of times you don't get the action that you want to see from your team. But for the most part, I'm glad to see some things that I was hoping to see, and that was some of these young guys like Plott and AJ and Serber, and those guys really kind of stepping out and being real excited about performing. And I think we saw a little bit of that, and but overall, pretty good effort. And we didn't see a lot of good matches like at 141. I was hoping to see a little bit more of a match at 41. Neither one did a whole lot. And 49, I thought we'd see a little bit more. But in the end, we got a team, and we'll move forward with the top 20 guys as we go into next week.
All right, if you have a question, please click raise hand, and we'll get going. Your first question is going to come from Adam Engel of the Ocali. Go ahead, Adam.
Sorry, I was muted. Hey, Coach, I just remember a few weeks ago that you did indicate several times that Harris would start at heavyweight. Is there a reason why he was not in the lineup today?
Harris and Montalvo are injured.
Okay.
We probably will see Harris in the lineup next week as a starter. We probably will not see Anthony Montalvo next week. So that's Harris is coming off of injury that he's going to be fine, but just felt like it was the safest thing to do today was not to wrestle.
Okay. And then my other question was, at the end of the duel, you guys had that Master Giovanni Whitcraft duel. Was that to decide was that a duel to decide like the 133 spot until Fix gets back?
Well, 125. To me, yeah, it was, what we saw was the young guy, beat the starter from last year. So where I go with it, I don't know. But to me, right now, Mastro Giovanni's the starter.
Okay.
At 125.
Thanks.
The next question will come from Robert Allen. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, John, I kind of thought you got what you wanted as far as the veteran wrestlers, the guys who were ranked, other than Whitcraft losing that last one. They seemed to take control of their matches, and you had a lot of falls.
Yeah, some of them look good. I think some of the key matches that I was hoping to really see something out of was like a little bit at 41. Just looked like to me a little bit of a brother-in-law match. Just wanted to see a little more out of both of those guys. And but you know what? I was excited to see what Dustin Plott did at 74. I was excited about Wyatt Sheets. I think Jalen Harper is a tough kid from Kansas, and I was expecting probably a little closer match than 8-1. So yeah, you're right. It's good to see guys like Dakota Gear, right?
Yeah.
Get after it, get the pin. Yeah. So yeah, some of the older guys really looked like they were ready to go.
Watching you a little bit, you were watching intently, got up and paced a couple of times, but I noticed when AJ was wrestling at 197, I don't know that I've seen you write that much, take that many notes at one time in a long time.
Well, and remember, I'm taking them on both of those guys. I mean, I got two good guys there, right? I mean, that's fun to have. I mean, they're young and they're going to do some things, and there's some inexperience there. But I got two guys that love wrestling and love to compete, and to prepare both of those guys. You know, we're not going to, you know, we're in a position in the future that to separate them and probably between 97 and heavyweight. But right now we're going to really work on developing those two.
Did AJ have to work pretty hard to get to 197?
I think the first time, I think, you know, that he probably, you know, AJ has sometimes learned the hard way, you know, because he thinks he's figured everything out. But yeah, this is his first time down, and it was a little bit of a challenge for him, but nothing that we haven't seen, you know, most of our guys have to do this week.
And finally, John, in that match with him and Serber, would it be accurate on my part as a writer to report that Serber at times used Ferrari's aggression against him, just
Absolutely.
kind of being smart and saying, okay, you want to come like a bull? I know how to deal with that.
Well, and yeah, I think he did. But in the end, you're going to have to attack him.
Yes.
You know, you're going to, you know, I think, you know, when you're in those tight matches and you know each other well, you know, what I did like about what Ferrari did in that match is he got the escape and then took him down about 3 seconds after he got the escape. And so those are things you just like to see, like, you know, hey, he's going, this was a close match. It's not anymore, you know, and I was encouraged by just the attitude that, you know, escape's not enough. I got to get a takedown. And really in the difference, really made the difference in the match.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Next question will come from Marshall Scott. Go ahead, Marshall.
Yeah, John, there are a couple things I guess you could do at 133 while Dayton's away. Do you anticipate dropping Whitcraft back into that slot, or do you have somebody cut and get up there?
Well, I'm not going to do anything with those two 25-pounders. You know, I think that we're, you know, hopefully we're a strong enough team that we can maybe get through this next weekend without moving anyone anywhere, you know. So if Woodcraft, you know, if Woodcraft is going to be 25, then he needs to be making that weight every weekend. So let's just say this. Let's give this Neiman and Colt Newton the opportunity, and that's probably what we're going to see next week. Is we'll use Neiman. What a great kid he's been, you know, Stillwater kid. I'm excited that he gets an opportunity to start for Oklahoma State, you know, and I'm going to give that to him next week, you know. So if I feel like we need to make some changes, I'll make them after next weekend. But I'm going to give everybody that opportunity next week.
Just how nice was it to see Dayton back out there? Obviously missed last year with the Olympic red shirt, and just to see him kind of take in the home crowd again.
Man, I'll tell you, you know, it's so nice to see him competing, and nice to see him in that orange singlet again. You know, last year was a nightmare. You know, in the end, it all kind of worked out for him, and rightfully so. And he's back where he needs to be, and that's with his team. And we need his leadership. There's no question. We need his leadership this year.
Thanks, John.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any more questions for Coach Smith?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, just one more, John. You talked about 141
I lost you, Robert.
okay. You talked about 141, and Cade and Dusty were probably brother-in-law in a little bit. I got to think with those two, and you mentioned this too, that comes from knowing guys so well. Because I thought in the end, and Cade looked the better wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
just Dusty knows him so well, or am I misreading that?
No, you're misreading that. You know, you got to come out and you got to listen. You know, this is not something that's going to be a one-time event. You know, you want to get the edge right now, and you want to hold that edge. You know, and by having that type of competition to make the team each and every week is can make you better than you ever thought about being. But the only way you're going to be better is if you put it on the line and you take chances, you know. and taking chances. I don't mean taking chances and losing, but taking chances to win matches, to do things. I kind of noticed that there really was not a great effort from either one of them late in the match when the score was 3-2. It's just kind of, let's move on down the road. Well, part of that also, I think, Robert, is both of these guys get to wrestle next weekend. So we're likely to have two teams suit up, and so maybe that has a little bit to do with it. Is top two guys are going to be competing. So hopefully we'll create a little better environment between those two, because I think it can make them both much better.
Fair enough. Thanks.
All right, our last question is going to come from Adam Engel real quick. Go ahead, Adam. You're muted again,
I did
Adam.
it again. I just got one more question. At 174, what did you see at 174? Because Bale had a huge pin. He came out quick, and then Plot pinned Lindsay also at 174.
I thought, I thought when you look at Ball, I thought Ball did a nice job. Came out pretty aggressive, threw up a bunch of points. I think that Dustin had the tougher of the two matches with Cade Lindsay. What I did like about Dustin is, kind of a tight first period, and then he kind of identified that, hey, this is a tough match. He picked the pace up, and all of a sudden he threw up a whole bunch of points and pinned the guy. Good kid. Cade Lindsay's he's tough wrestler, and we put time and energy into bringing him here. So I'll just say that Plot looked good, and Ball did too. But for now, Ball will be the starter. Plot will be the starter.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to get Boo Lewallen in here real quick for a couple questions. Yeah. All right. Same thing. If you have questions for Boo, go ahead and raise hand. All right, Dean Rule of the Ocali, you can go ahead.
Hey, Boo, what are your thoughts just on your performance today? What did you see out there?
I thought I did pretty good. I moved my feet well, like I've been working in the practice room. But I think that first time making weight, first time wrestling since Big 12s last year. I think this was a good match, just so that we could kind of see where we're at, and let's move forward from here. Continue to get better.
And how are you feeling next week? What are your thoughts on first real duel of the season?
I'm excited, man. This is my last run at it, and just excited, enjoying every moment of it. And I'm ready for practice tomorrow to continue to work on the things that I've been working on. So I'm excited for the duel, though. It'll be exciting, especially I'm pretty sure there's going to be two mats down, so we're going to have two teams going at the same time. It'll be a different environment in Gallagher-Iba, so it'll be good, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question will come from Robert Allen.
Yeah, Boo, as much as anybody, and we saw some good matches, but having Caden at your weight and going against him in a setting like this, that's pretty good. Pretty good competition.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Caden and me are best friends. We've been best friends since we were little kids wrestling at Edmond Generals with Hardell Moore. So, when you get out there, it's just a wrestling match. So, you kind of have to put that to the side. But he is a great competitor, and I don't think that, not that our schedule isn't tough. It's tough, but I think it's a good match for both of us to get under our belt. Two really good guys getting after it in front of fans. It's get those nerves out. Get the anxious feelings, and I think it's a good thing. We don't have too many matches this season, with the season being cut down how it is. So I'm glad that this happened, and like I said before, I'm glad to move forward and continue to get better.
Could you tell the atmosphere? I thought for social distancing and limited crowd, and for an orange-black ranking match, pretty turned up.
Man, heck yeah! I wasn't expecting it. Me and Dayton and Angie were talking about it before. We're like, I don't know if we're gonna have that many fans here. They showed out. We have great support from our fans, and we're really thankful for that. Being able to come wrestle each other in this ranking match, and to have the fans that we have sit through the entire thing like they did, it's pretty special. That's why Oklahoma State is the way that they are. That's why kids want to come here, and that's why I came here as well.
Thanks, Boo.
Yeah.
Looks like we got one more question for Boo from Marshall Scott. Go ahead, Marshall.
Yeah, Boo, were there any general takeaways that you took away from maybe other matches that you got to watch?
Yeah, I think that it can get kind of awkward wrestling your teammates after you've wrestled them in the practice room as many times as I mean, it's been a long preseason leading up to this event. We've been waiting around wondering how the season was going to look and everything. So, it's hard to go out there and score a ton of points when somebody knows exactly what you're doing. And coach would say I'm just making excuses, but it's different. And I think that it kind of showed today with the low scoring matches and guys kind of standing around. But I think overall, I think that we get back to work tomorrow and we just continue to try to get better and work on scoring points.
Thanks, Boo.
Yeah.
We had one late hand raised. Go ahead, Marcus.
Hello, Boo. I was just wondering, I am not 100% certain, but were you always planning on not returning next year? Were you granted an extra year of eligibility or no?
For this for next year?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard different things that this year. I don't even know if this year counts necessarily. I don't really know the whole deal behind it, but I'm just focusing on this season. I don't know if I'm going to return or what's in store for me. I'm just kind of taking every week, to heart and making sure that I'm enjoying the moment and the process of this. And I've spent 19 years wrestling, so it's been an awesome ride coming to this point, and I just want to enjoy everything. College wrestling's pretty special, and if I get an extra year, we'll have to think about that. But I'm not really focused on that right now.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Boo, and thank you guys. We'll see you later
Thanks,
this week.
Thank you.